On my first speech for a while as Zealandia's monarch. So yeah, quite a few things have changed recently, especially since my last announcement, which was the one concerning the dismissal of the previous government. Yeah, so basically, after that, a whole bunch of stuff happened, and we now have a new government led by the Right Honourable Sir Peter Vixen, who is the Prime Minister and the Lord Chancellor in my royal court. We also have the addition of 2 new court officials, including the Marshal of the Realm, Ulrix Maskelik. I think I've got the Swedish pronunciation of that right, but please forgive me if I don't. Who is their Excellency Lord Dylan Groenson, the Duke Groenson, who is also the Human Rights Commissioner, another new position, and the Environment Minister. And our first Greens, I think, which is still something, which shows that Zealandia is a multi sort of spectrumed country, as any normal country is. Yes, then there's the royal name change, which is going to be a big thing, I think, considering that I've just passed new legislation, including the royal decree on the royal name. And that means that from now on, my new style in English is Their Majesty Astrid, King of Zealandia, Country of the Zealandians, Queen of Faryar, Archduchess of Tiana, Lord Speaker of the Chamber of Deputies, and Speaker of the People's Thing, or People's Assembly. So basically, from the whole State of the Nation address point of view, which I intended this to be, as well sort of like a bloggy type deep blog thing, we have a new constitution, which I can show off here, and he's standing behind in front of a bookshop. So this is it. And as you can see, the new coat of arms, the new crown, which is adopted off the Danish, which is a sort of adapted from the Danish crown. There's that. I shouldn't read off the new document just by tossing it, but anyways, State of the Union addresses are not my thing. Seriously, I don't like them, but I do them anyway. And you can blame the Human Rights Commissioner for this. And no, in all seriousness, I do actually. I have been wanting to do this for ages. Also, earlier this year, we changed the country's name from Federation to the Commonwealth, and we changed the flag. The flag being the major thing, that has changed from the old blue, I think it was blue, red, white flag, to the Nordic Cross, the yellow Nordic Cross on a grey field. That is pretty much the big visual identifier of Zealandia, and I feel that matches our Scandinavian, progressive Scandinavian culture rather well. Apart from that, I'm just trying to think what else I can announce besides my new name. Yes, Zealandia has recently also enacted human rights legislation concerning the authorization of Zealandian troops or Zealandian defence personnel to universally enforce human rights legislation, especially that adopted by the United Nations. That authorization will not the Supreme Court has ruled that will not affect Zealandia's neutrality at all, because we claim universal jurisdiction over human rights and war crimes. And it's with that allows us to not be in breach of our neutrality when we pursue these goals. I will be expressing this order later through to the generals in the Zealandian Defence Force, including, if we can, still missing General Alexandra, whom it is still a goal that we eventually rescue. But the chances of that, unfortunately, are fairly slim at this stage. Basically, I would also like to announce that Zealandia has a new general in the land forces, and that is General Rödson, or Rödborn, depending on whether you use Zealandian or Swedish naming. General Axel Rödborn, I think will do a capable job as the chief of the land forces of Zealandia. Meanwhile, I still remain in my post as Admiral of the Fleet, in addition to the overall command of the Zealandian Defence Forces. We've also we recently signed a treaty with the Empire of Australasia, and this regards our relations not only with Australasia proper, but also the Crown Colony of Australasia, which is called New South Scotland, which is actually located within a part of the University of New South Wales itself, located quite close to the municipality or the commune of Erlaton, which is part of the Denton Canton, which is the capital canton sort of thing. Denton Canton contains Tianshaven, which is the capital. And the location of this where this bookcase is located, not in the city that this bookcase is located in, which is inside the palace, of course, on your family topic one. So yeah, now that I'm sort of rambling a bit, besides the treaties, we're looking forward to possibly signing an agreement later with Sandus, especially in regards to LGBTQI affairs. And I'm just going to take this opportunity also to sort of express Zealandia's commitment to sort of defending and upholding LGBTQI rights, especially those of trans and gender diverse people. We realise that this is somewhere where a lot of countries do not sort of support this, and it's sort of Zealandia's goal that we will be a nation that will support these people as well as sort of anybody else who needs protecting. Yeah, Zealandia has a strong foundation on human rights and the protection of those rights, and they are, of course, important to our very culture. As for state of the nation, I would say the nation is going fairly well. I would like to see a lot more cultural development, especially with Zealandians now that our citizenship numbers are picking up again. I think there's more room for cultural development, especially seeing as we've got some really active politicians now. I think that the development of the country and its culture can sort of progress forward. So yeah, that is pretty much it for my State of the Nation address. And I look forward later this year to opening the Riksdag or Sporting or Chamber of Deputies, whichever language you want to use for that.